Hello, everyone, and welcome to Average Joe Preparedness. My name's Rick, and I'm an average Joe. In today's video, we're going to be discussing mindset, how to get a preparedness mindset, how to set yourself up for success. And that goes across the board. It can do with anything, no matter what it is you're attempting to do, no matter what it is you're trying to do. However, our focus is on preparedness. And you're going to have to change the way you think. Now, I know some of you might be saying, there's nothing wrong with how I think. Everything's just fine. Well, point of fact, if it was, you probably wouldn't be here. You'd probably already be prepared. The first question I would ask is, why are you here? What's driving you? What made you change your mind? What put the thought in your head that you need to be prepared for something? It could be an epiphany. It could be something that happened to you personally. It could be what's going on in the world. You need to think, what is it that brought me here? And what is it I want to accomplish? First thing, honest assessment. Where are you? Where are you? For each person, that question is going to be different. Each person's going to have a different answer. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter across the board. What matters is to you. You are what matters in this case. So, second question. First question, where am I? Second question, where do I want to be? You have to set that as a goal. And you need to walk it back. You're going to have to take the steps. Okay, here's where I am. Here's where I want to be. What do I have to do to get from point A to point B? So you figure out what point B is, then you move it back one step, then you move it back one step, you move it back one step, you move it all the way back to where you are. And then you take that first step to move in that direction. Reassess, okay, walk it back again. This is my next step that I need to have. The thing is you need to make an honest assessment of where you are. Some people are like, well, I'm styling. I'm doing a great job. Well, okay, that's cool if you are. But you might want to think about it again, because of what's going on in the world. How well did you handle it? Or whatever it is that brought you here, whatever came to mind, how well were you prepared for that? So then, when you're setting your goals, is they have to be realistic. One of the things I learned, it's not my phrase, it's not my saying, was goals. They have to be realistic, they have to be believable, and they have to be obtainable. I don't know if you've ever seen those signs on the freeway. It says goal is like 0 deaths this year on the freeways. Okay, I'm not trying to be a meanie or anything, but you understand that is not a realistic goal. And when they do that, people just stop paying attention to it. It's not realistic. There is no way we're going to go a whole year and no one's going to die on the freeway in a car accident or something. People say, well, it's a good goal and you should support it. Okay, but it's unobtainable. And as soon as you have an unobtainable goal, people just mentally, they just turn it off. The same is for you. If you set a goal that's not realistic, believable, or obtainable, even you aren't going to believe it. You're going to try, but your subconscious, your unconscious is going to be like, no, that's dumb. We're not getting there. So, where are you? Honest assessment. Where do you want to go? It has to be believable, obtainable, and realistic. So you might want to take it down a notch, get there before you go here. All right? That's the first thing that needs to happen. The next thing is that wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you are responsible and you are accountable. I know that seems to be just like, duh, of course, but it's not the way the majority of people seem to think. People don't want to. They want to blame. They want to blame somebody else. I don't know what it is. I have no idea where this came from. I think it's a bad idea. You aren't going to want to change if you do not accept personal responsibility. If you can always blame it on somebody else, well, I'm here and I wasn't ready for this because somebody else either did or didn't do something. So it's somebody else's fault. It's not my fault. I'm good. Well, that's okay. That's cool. Okay, that's cool. If you want to believe that, however, you're not going to change that. And if you're not going to change, if you're not going to change the way you think, then you're not going to change the way you act or react. If you don't change that, your situation is not going to change. So you're just going to be where you are. And if you're happy with that, then again, I don't understand why you're here. That's not the point. That's not the purpose. So you need to understand that you are responsible for your situation wherever you are right now. And I know you're like, no, it's because of this. No, accept responsibility. If you're over 18 years old, and that's some arbitrary number that we've come up with, but my videos are not for kids. I did that intentionally. So if you're 18 years old or above, you are responsible for your life. That's it. Your parents aren't responsible, school, whatever. You were probably responsible before that, but we won't get into it. And you're accountable. You have to be accountable to yourself. Stop blaming other people. Don't do it. I mean, it's easy, and I don't know what's up with society that's what we're going to do. We're just going to blame everybody else. And okay, if that's how you want to live your life, if you want to live your life that it's run by and directed by and other people, your life is actually controlled by other people, and whether you succeed or fail at what you want to do, it's everybody else. Okay, that's cool too, I guess, but you're not going to succeed. Anybody who succeeds at anything has taken responsibility and accountability. You can't say, well, I want to be a really good football player, but I don't want to work out and it's not my fault, it's somebody else's fault. I want to be a great baseball player, but I'm not going to learn the rules. Someone should just tell them to me, and that's just the way of it. It's not my fault, it's somebody else's fault. That's cool. And again, I'm not trying to be a meanie, but the point of me making these videos is try to help people. And if you do not take accountability for yourself, if you do not take responsibility for what happens to you in your life, you are not going to change. You're just going to keep blaming on other people. If you're not going to change, you're not going anywhere. You are going to stay exactly where you are. If you're happy with that, fine. Now, I've been in situations in my life has been where I wasn't happy. I wasn't in a good place. Doesn't matter, a long time ago. I wanted to change. And luckily for me, I had mentors. I had people that wanted to help me out. So I went to them. And this is what I'm passing on to you. All this stuff is anecdotal, I think is the word they use, where it's just my personal experience. But I'm old, so I've got a lot of personal experience. And also I've seen how it works with others. I look around in my environment, other people that want to change, other people that want to succeed. What is it that they do? What is it that they've done? So I went to mentors, I went to people that succeeded, and I found out in their lives, they had been in the same place I had been. So, and I know somebody right now is probably saying, well, what does this have to do with like being prepared or preparedness or prepping or preps or whatever word you want to use? Well, I would tell you this is the first step. This is the big one. This is one of the ones that you're going to have to get over. To succeed at anything, and since I want you to succeed, we need to cover this, or I believe we need to cover this so I can get you to succeed. I went to these people who were successful at what I wanted to be successful at. I was like, yeah, but this person's doing this, or this person did, and they didn't coin the phrase. Apparently it's been around for a really long time, and I'm paraphrasing, but basically it's this, and it was, don't justify your actions or your inactions by the actions or inactions of others. I know it's a really long phrase, so we'll try it again. Don't justify it. Don't justify what you do or don't do by somebody else, what they do or they don't do. You can't go, well, you know what, I don't have to try because that person's not trying and that person's not trying, so why do I have to try? Okay, you don't. But those people aren't succeeding and you're being like them. So you want to not succeed? Well, no, I don't want to. They're not doing this, so why do I? Well, you don't have to. You don't have to if you don't want to succeed, if you don't want to change. And that's exactly what they told me. I was like, well, they're not doing it. You know, Johnny Blow's not doing it. Why do I? I was like, well, you don't. Johnny Blow's not succeeding. So you're not going to succeed. So don't do it. Do not justify what you're doing or not doing by pointing out someone else and saying, well, either they're doing it or not doing it. You just gotta stop that. And then the next thing, what to drive. Okay, that's good. Okay, I'm gonna stop doing that. I'm just gonna be me. But I was having a hard time. And again, I didn't coin this phrase. I don't know where the phrase came from. I used it a lot after this in raising my children and trying to mentor other young men and women when I was in the military. And that is, I can't, it won't, and I quit. So those are three things. And I would tell them, as I was told, is I don't want to ever hear you say those again. Stop saying them. Stop saying those things. I can't, it won't, and I quit. Stop saying them. Words have power, thoughts have more. So if you stop saying those things, eventually you will stop thinking them. Once you do, you will be amazed at what you can accomplish. These are life lessons. If you want to be ready for what life is handing you, you need to have the right mindset. And these are tools to get you there. Let's move on. Let's just say that you're like, yes, okay, I got it. I'm going to take responsibility. I'm going to start taking accountability for my life. I'm not going to be blaming other people and saying that I'm here because of whatever, that I'm here because of me. And let's just say that you're going to take a more positive mindset, that you're not going to justify what you're doing by it's my fault. It's my responsibility what I do and what I don't do. And then maybe we're going to say that you're already, taking the next step and you're like, okay, I'm not going to say I can't, it won't, I quit. And you've got that positive, and now you're like, okay, now what? Now where do I go? All right, let's go with that. Once you get into that mindset, then you're going to see your life differently. And I'm talking about each day. Your life is going to change. Your life might not change. Let me rephrase. How you see it is going to change. You're going to be like, whoa, my life is not what I thought it was. People tend to live the dream. No, they're living in a dream. They're just walking through it. If you're not taking responsibility for your life, then nothing, you're just there, and you're reacting to what's external instead of driving from internal. What happened is it's not my fault. You're a victim. You were a victim. And that's the thing, is to stop being a victim of circumstances, a victim of Mother Nature, a victim of accidents, a victim of... Start living your life that you are in control, or if nothing else, you're responsible. If you're responsible for it, if you're accountable for it, you're going to want to change what life gives you. But if you can't change it, then you want to be able to change what happens next. Okay, this happened. What did you do next? Okay, stop being problem focused. Start being solution orientated. That's what you want to look at. You want to look at solutions, not the problem. Well, let's just say this, whatever it is, this sucks. Okay, that sucked. I gotcha. So now what do we do? No. I want to keep talking about this. I want to keep saying how bad whatever it is sucks. It sucks and it's terrible and it shouldn't be that way. And this, okay, yeah, I gotcha. I already agree with you. I agree with you like 5 minutes ago. So what are we doing? So what did you do? How are we getting past this? How are we mitigating it for the next time? How did you handle it? No. I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about how bad it sucks. Dude, I'm already like a mile down the road, and you're still sitting there talking about how bad whatever the hell it was sucked. Okay. Wrong answer. Stop doing it. Say it sucked, agree it sucked, whatever it was, and move on. Okay, what did you do about it sucking? What have you done in the past to mitigate that? Did you do anything? Well, what are you going to do in the future to mitigate it if it's going to happen again? That is being prepared. That's preparedness. That's not being a victim anymore. It's being proactive. So let me give you a demonstration. Now, I questioned myself whether I was going to do this because it has to do with first aid kits, which I got right here. Now, later on, we're going to do videos about first aid kits. So try not to focus on the fact that that's what these are. So here's my shining example. I started off with this first aid kit. I have no idea who makes it. I'm not getting anything off this, guys. I got this. This kit was literally years and years ago. And what I got it for was I started riding a bike. But I got this little first aid kit because when you're riding a bike, things happen. Like you get scratches and you get blisters. Every time something happened to me, I didn't play the victim and go, well, that happened and it sucked and blah, blah, and then no. No, I want to solve it. What can happen if I go for a bike ride? What can I do to mitigate that now? I mean, if you want to wait till it happens to you, fine, but it's not going to be that hard. You know, I wear gloves now, and I wear the right equipment. I wear a helmet. I have a first aid kit. I've got a toolkit on my bike. I got these things a little bit at a time, though. So, getting back to the kit. Most of what's in here is not what was originally in here, because as things happened, I changed it. I modified this kit. This kit has got stuff in it now that wasn't there before, and it has things removed that turned out to be unnecessary. Being proactive, always evolving, is preparedness. Now, once I started going out with groups, I would take this kit. Originally, I took this little kit with me, threw it in my backpack, and we'd go hiking. And some of the things were added to it that I learned on a hike. But then this became not efficient enough. It didn't have what I needed. So then I got this. And again, I don't even know who manufactured this. I've had this for years. The seal's broken on it because pretty much this has been changed. Because when you're hiking with multiple people, and that's how this one came about, is you need more of some things, and you need some stuff that wasn't packed in here, like a moleskin. And there's those little bags that you break, and they're ice for to reduce swelling on ankles and wrists and whatever. So as things happened while we were doing things, and I found my first aid kit wanting, then I adjusted it. But you don't just adjust that. I have more first aid kits. I have one in my car, which I adjust because I've been, at accidents. I've been one of the first people there. That's a whole nother thing we'll get into. And I found out there's not enough gloves in there because there was an accident, and it was, I don't want to get into it too much, but there was a lot of blood. There were nurses that showed up as civilians, just driving up in their cars. I didn't have enough gloves in my kit. Everybody was wearing like one glove and trying to do their thing. So now the kit in my car has got numerous gloves, multiple pairs of gloves. So that's the thing is, once you stop living a dream, not living the dream, living a dream world, living a dream life, you start taking accountability, you start taking responsibility, you start trying to control your life and where it goes, you're going to notice where it's lacking. And then just don't ignore it. Oh, okay, well, you're not going anywhere. Adapt. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Now let's wrap up this video. We've gone over a lot of information. I've given you a lot of things to think about. If you want to go back and rewatch this video or portions of this video, I highly recommend it. We went over how you have to change the way you think to succeed at anything, but definitely to succeed at being prepared for what life can hand you. We talked about responsibility, we talked about accountability, accepting those things by not saying things like, well, that person's doing it or that person's not doing it, by not saying I can't, it won't, I quit. All these things are really good tools. I hope you take them. I hope you make them part of yourself. I hope you use them, and I hope they help you. As always, if you got something out of this video, if you think somebody else could get something out of this video, if you could share. I think there's a bell you're supposed to ring. Not exactly sure. If you want to make some comments down below, that'd be fantastic, of what I've done right or what I could do better. Constructive criticism is always good. If you want to leave some ideas, some topics you'd like me to cover in the future, that would be good too. I've got a couple videos planned tentatively, and then there is what life is giving us. So I may have some on the fly that I'm just going to do real quick. We'll see how that goes. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you being here with me. Be positive and be prepared.